I recently asked a simple question in my recovery community. What helps you stay present when restlessness hits? The responses were powerful, they were honest, they were practical and grounded. As I read through them, something stood out to me. Restlessness isn't just discomfort. In recovery, restlessness can be dangerous. It's often subtle, it doesn't always scream, it whispers. It shows up as agitation, boredom, or even a vague sense that something is missing. And if we don't know how to meet it, we can start looking for relief in old places. So today, I want to reflect on the responses I received because they reveal something important about how people actually stay sober when it gets hard. Well, here are some of the responses. One person said, chapter 9 of the basic text. Another said, talk to my sponsor and ask for help. And someone shared this insight. It is said that an actual impulse only lasts for a minute or two unless we engage it. I found variations of meditation and prayer are very helpful. Just 3 long, deep, conscious breaths, and the mind chemistry is already shifting. Another person said, a gratitude list and a call to my sponsor. Someone else said, nature walk and the spirit recharges. Well, others said, praying and reading the Word of God. Wow, I think that's quite logical. Well, now notice something. None of these responses said, I just try harder. None of them said, I overpower the craving. And none of them said, I use willpower. That's important. So I'll be talking about 3 themes today about restlessness and how to tackle it. The first one is structure stabilizes the mind. So when someone says chapter 9 of the basic text, that's structure. When someone else says step 4, that's also structure. Structure interrupts chaos. Restlessness thrives in unstructured space. When the mind is drifting, it begins scanning for stimulation. Addiction is often a disorder of dysregulated attention. You know, structured recovery tools re-anchor attention. They give the mind rails to run on. So instead of spinning, you follow a path, and that alone reduces the intensity of the urge. All right, so moving on to theme 2, which is about connection regulates the nervous system. So several people said, call my sponsor or talk to an ally. This is not accidental. Human connection is regulatory. When you reach out, your nervous system shifts from isolation to co-regulation. Cravings intensify in isolation. Restlessness feels louder when you're alone with it. But the moment you speak it out, I'm feeling off today, I'm restless, I'm struggling, the intensity drops. Not because the problem disappears, but because you are no longer carrying it alone. And that matters. All right, so lastly, in 3 says the 2-minute urge. I love the comment that said, an impulse only lasts a minute or two unless we engage it. That's deeply accurate. Urges behaves like waves. If you feed them with rumination, fantasy, or imagery, they grow. If you observe them without engaging, they peak and fall. And here's the powerful part, one person said. 3 long, deep, conscious breaths, and the mind chemistry is already shifting. That's not just poetic. Slow, deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. It shifts the body from fight or flight into regulation. The chemistry literally changes. Restlessness is often physiological before it is psychological. Change the breath, you change the state. And if you want to be a part of this kind of conversations, join our Addiction Recovery Hub on Facebook and also on school. The most powerful insights don't come from me, they come from people who are willing to reflect honestly.